Hey everybody, Josh Trammell here, one of the fishing guides with Mad River Outfitters. I'm here with
Dustin White.
and we're back for this week's Steelhead series video on what's in our sacks.
What's up, everyone? As Josh said, Dustin White, and we are both here continuing on our Steelhead series, talking about the accessories that are crucial when you are steelheading here in the Great Lakes region. So first and foremost, we've talked through our flies, what our fly boxes are, we've talked layering, we've talked rigging, we've talked about that stuff, but how do we actually transport that to the water and use it on a day-to-day basis? Well, first off, we have packs. So we both would have a hip pack. We also can use sling packs as well, but then we also have backpacks. Number one, Josh, I think the most important thing with these is making sure they're waterproof.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you're out there on the water, it's gonna rain, it's gonna snow, you're gonna set stuff down, it's gonna get wet. And a lot of the things that we have inside of our sacks, we don't want to get wet because a lot of times they're either going to rust, they're going to mold. It's just not good for water to get inside of those packs. So either going with a roll top option for some of these bags and packs, or what we like is a lot of these zipper options. You can either get with the one with the teeth, or like what Fish Fun has here, these true zip designs too, which are really, really awesome. They're self-healing. As well. Another reason why, like, this is a typical setup for you and I. We're bringing a backpack, we're bringing a waist pack.
Yeah, and let's talk about what's in both of these, right? So generally, with the waist pack that we have here, my fly boxes are going to go into that. A lot of the tools that I'm going to use pretty routinely throughout the day, that's going to go inside here. We're going to have our tippets going to be carried on top of this pack. This is going to be around our waist. There's also a sling pack option that we would have as well.
Yeah, I would say, like, for the average angler, that sling pack is awesome because you can fit everything that you need for a day. If you're putting your rain jacket in there, you're putting a water bottle, you're putting a couple fly boxes, some extra tippets and things like that. It's easy, it's out of the way. You don't have to set it down like this to access it. For us as guides, we carry a lot more than the average angler. We're carrying rain jackets. We've got sometimes cameras, all sorts of extra stuff in here.
Yeah, so for us as a guide, essentially everything we're going to need throughout the day, both for us and our clients, are going to be primarily inside that pack. So it might be extra flies that normally aren't going to be in here that we would expect to use, but maybe might have. It's going to be extra rain jackets, extra layers, snacks, extra water, those sorts of things. Those are all getting packed in those larger packs. Probably not what the average angler is going to use day in and day out. But if you are going out with, say, your family, if you're going out with a few buddies and want to have everything that you'll need for your group,
Adult beverages.
Those are going to be perfect to have inside of one of those waterproof backpacks. We are highlighting the fish ponds now, but Simms, Orvis, there's so many great brands that sell high quality of these packs that you'll absolutely fall in love with. Moving on though, Josh, what else are we going to carry with us on the water for our day?
So we talked about tippets and leader material and all that kind of stuff. Something that we both like is this little accessory from Fish Pond. You can either put this on your backpack pretty much anywhere. You could even clip it on your waders. Most of the time we'll just have it on the outside of our waist pack because this is where all of our needed stuff, our stuff that we need to access quickly.
A dry towel. A lot of times, a lot of folks will use something that you'd have, basically see it when you're golfing or something like that. But a towel like this, we sell these here at the shop. This is great. After you've handled that fish, you've got your hand wet, you release that fish, you want to dry your hands off. You want to keep those dry, keep fish wet, keep your hands dry. This is a great thing to have on your pack as well.
What we typically wear when we are looking to cut tippet and stuff like that, I think both of us have gone the route of a lanyard as well as a pair of nippers. There's a couple different ways that you can have these. You can have them, a lot of people put them like on your waders on like a little zinger, but a lot of times we'll do what Dustin's got here and we'll have it around our lanyard. That way we can tuck it inside our waders. It's out of the way. Super easy to access. This is my preferred one. This Nip and Slip XL from Loon. Awesome blades on here. Super nice lanyard. And it comes with a bottle opener too, which comes in handy for my root beers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a little more bougier. I have the Able nippers. I love the new generation of Ables. It's magnetic. So not only do you get great blades that you can change out if they dull out, but the nipper itself, you can see mine's pretty well worn in, well used. But there's no spring here. So it's actually opposing magnets that create the tension for this. But then you also have a magnetic fly dock on here as well. So if you don't have a pack or waders that you can store your flies on while you're rigging, you can put it right on that. And then I love, Josh, the Rogue.
You love me?
I do. Contrary to what people say, I do love you. I love the Rogue forceps here from Loon. So yeah, bougie with my nips, maybe not so much with the grips, but these are great. Kind of clip right on, and I've everything I need right here on my lanyard.
Yeah. Something else we'll also put on our lanyard too is a hook file. This is a nice small one. We do sell the bigger ones that Brian's mentioned in a lot of his videos, but this one fits great on our lanyards. Not a lot of times are we using this for our egg flies and our nymphs and our little buggers and stuff like that. But if we're streamer fishing,
absolutely.
If we're fishing swing flies, you know, stuff that's gonna hit the bottom, and you know, gonna dull that hook, definitely an important piece of gear.
Absolutely. If you don't want to go the Hemo or the forcep route, we also have pliers. Josh has the Apex HD plier from Loon. That's another great option because you can cut your tippet with that, but you can also, in one tool, have that torque option to release hooks, to do kind of what you need to do all right here as well.
These have a much larger jaw than your standard forceps. So like when we talked about doing the low water techniques, when we're using little egg flies, little nymphs, little stuff, I wouldn't recommend grabbing a hook out with these because they're pretty light wire hooks. You're gonna break them, you're gonna bend them out. You're hook wise, you're gonna bend them out. So going that forcep wise is gonna be much better, and you're gonna not have to spend so much money here. Or you know, you could get these and use them for everything and then just come buy more flies. I think that's probably what Brian would like us to say.
I think that's what we were told to say. On top of the adult beverages, on top of Josh's root beer, we want to make sure we stay hydrated. So all of us guys are going to carry a water bottle, maybe two, maybe a thermos for our coffee. Most of these packs are going to have storage for this on it. And so you can slide that in and make sure that you're staying hydrated throughout the day. Very important. We have these as well here at the shop. This is pretty sharp. I don't know whoever did that. Lastly, what we want to highlight is nets. Now with steelheading, I think one of the mistakes that Josh and I see from a lot of just kind of everyday anglers that are out in the water trying to steelhead, maybe early in their angling career, entering into the world of Great Lakes steelhead, is they have inappropriate landing nets. Josh, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so either they are too small, like the hoop size and the bag size is way too small. These are large fish, you know. On the smallest side that we're going to see is like that 20 to 22 inches. You know? They're coming in as adult, mature size fish. So we want something with a bigger hoop, a bigger bag size that can accommodate that fish and not make sure that that fish is all, you know, curly-cued when he's laying in.
Exactly.
It has a little bit of room to kind of stand out and swim a little bit in that net. That works out great. So what are we typically looking for?
Yeah, you don't want to be carrying your trout net with you to go steelheading. The worst thing would be for you to actually get into that fish of a season, even a lifetime, you know, exceeding that 30-inch mark, exceeding that 10-pound mark, and not being able to land it because you didn't have the right net. So I always want to make sure we have a large enough basket that I can scoop from the head. Number one most important thing. That entire fish can fit without being kind of smashed on the net, like what Josh said. But also too, that my handle length is long enough to be able to land that fish. It looks challenging when you see folks that are trying to land and they have this real short net, and then a lot of times you see that's where a lot of anglers are going to lose the fish, is that the literal handle of the net isn't long enough to make that scoop. we both use fish ponds nets. I use the boat net personally as a guide.
Yep.
I want to be able to get that nice long scoop, especially because we're both rowing quite a bit as well, having that nice long handle. You don't necessarily have to go to that handle if you're netting your own fish or carrying your own for yourself, but Fish Pond does have a couple mid-length sizes for that handle with that big basket.
Yeah, they make, so what we use is that boat net. They make a mid-length size of that boat net, still that same hoop size and bag size that's great for these larger fish. And then also the El Jefe series is a great series as well.
Kind of splitting the difference between that mid-size and boat. It's kind of somewhere between the two.
All of those come with like a standard depth for the bag. Typically it's that kind of clear white rubber mesh. But a lot of times we will upgrade to the larger, deeper bag.
Yep.
That way when you've got these fish and you're standing on the next to the bank or you've got it on the side of the boat, that fish is still in the water.
Yep. Very, very easy to change those fish pond nets out. And so, yeah, I think that's something that all of us do is to change it out for that longer bag. So that way you just don't have that risk of injuring the fish, losing the fish, or even have that fish swim away after before you get that photo ready. A lot of times you'll see a lot of folks that don't have the bag that's deep enough. Half the fish is out of the net. And then when they're trying to get everything sorted out and situated, that fish flops out and it's gone. And then no one believes you that you caught your fish.
Yeah. Picture it didn't happen.
Exactly. Exactly. So we hope that this video was helpful for you in what we bring and recommend to bring when we have a day out in the water and for you to have a day out in the water. We want to encourage you to stay tuned for our video next week where we're going to talk about what to expect on a guided trip. As always, we love comments, we love questions. Be sure to leave a comment. If you have any questions, hit the subscribe button and we'll see you next week.
See you then.